this time a long time, this na day before time. Long time got them lang lang loji, now you got them bongolo. Long time got them lang lang loji, now you got them bongolo. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. Long time got them dirty dam, now you got them concrete road. Long time got them dirty dam, now you got them concrete road. Long time got them dirty dam, now you got them concrete road. Long time got them dirty dam, now you got them concrete road. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. Long time got them juk juk lamp, now you got them electric light. Long time got them juk juk lamp, now you got them electric light. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. Long time got them broad broad bottom, now you got them tight tight straight. Long time got them broad broad bottom, now you got them tight tight straight. Long time got them broad broad bottom, now you got them tight tight straight. Long time got them broad broad bottom, now you got them tight tight straight. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. Long time got them broad broad churia, now you got them bamboo jai. Long time got them broad broad churia, now you got them bamboo jai. Long time got them broad broad churia, now you got them bamboo jai. Long time got them broad broad churia, now you got them bamboo jai. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. Long time full and bucket water, now you got them overhead. Long time full and bucket water, now you got them overhead. Long time full and bucket water, now you got them overhead. Long time full and bucket water, now you got them overhead. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. Long time got them old man, now you got them young guy. Long time got the old man, now you got them young guy. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. Long time got them donkey cat, now you got them DeSoto. Long time got them donkey cat, now you got them DeSoto. Long time got them donkey cat, now you got them DeSoto. Long time got them donkey cat, now
Good evening, everyone. Thank you once again for affording me the opportunity to be in your homes, wherever you may be. I must say that I'm happy to be once again on 107.1 FM, and it has always been a pleasure to share with you what really is happening in Guyana, and to be more specific, East Berbice currently in region number 6. Um, Once again, you're asked to share the stream, share the word, so that more of our brothers and sisters can be able to view and listen to what really is happening on 107.1 FM. I must say special thanks to the 107.1 family for affording me the opportunity to continue to bring to you, the people in Guyana, the diaspora, and around the world, what really is happening as it relates to politics in Guyana. I was off for a few weeks because of some technical difficulties and strategies and so forth, additional tasks and so. So basically, I am back now to bring with you so that all of us can be able to understand what really is happening with Guyana. We see that we are getting back to the old days of the PPP, and those many fake promises that were made during the campaign trail are not being enforced, are not coming to light. And many of our brothers and sisters are fed up, frustrated, and angry because they are complaining that every day is a day of more suffering and difficulty. There has been a lot happening for the past few weeks in Guyana, and I must say that we need to be okay. We need to be abreast. We need to maintain momentum, and we need to continue to read and listen to the facts, to the truth that is coming our way. And in doing so, we will be able to understand that we are not alone, and we have individuals in every region who are doing a little bit of research per se and bringing out information as to what really is happening in Guyana and what this administration is doing to all of us. I must say that COVID is spiraling out of control. As of today, we have 38,217 cases, and for a population of 750,000, that is a big figure. We have 1,008 deaths, I think 1,010 for today, and this is big for us. Yet, the Ministry of Health, in particular, the minister, is not saying directly what is the plan for the Ministry of Health to flatten this curve, to reduce the spread, and to cause people to be less infected with COVID-19. We know that the curfew, I think, is about 12 to 4. That is the time that people sleep. Why is it that you're putting curfew 12 to 4? Put the curfew from 8 or from 7 to 4 so that you restrict the social activities. And this will cause us to be able to focus on preventing the spread of COVID 19. To all our brothers and sisters who have not taken the vaccine, seek your medical advice. If your doctor says take it, go ahead and do your research. Do your research. Um, be on the safe side. If you know that the vaccine will save you, then go right ahead and do that. I have taken my vaccine, and I am encouraging people to do same, because the vaccine reduce your chance of being hospitalized and even death. Um, I'm saying this to you because the health system is not geared to take care of us if we get very, very sick. And if we are in a state whereby we have to get severe medical attention, then our health system is not geared to protect us. So if we fail to take the vaccine and we get sick, eventually you will die, because the health system is not geared to protect all of us and care all of us. So be smart, do whatever you have to do, and protect yourself. So basically, we see that the Ministry of Health is involved in a lot of businesses. We know that the Sputnik deal was a business. We, the Guyanese people, paid double for the Sputnik vaccine, and that was the first business in the entire story. Um, and now the health workers, today's news, health workers are being charged and placed before the court for not a business. It has come to a time in Guyana whereby the allegation reads that health workers are charged with forging vaccination card. Minister, what is happening in the Ministry of Health? Can you say to the public that what is you are doing, and why is it that all these discrepancies are happening? As I indicated earlier, COVID is becoming a business. Um, Health workers remanded to prison for stealing, selling, and forging vaccination cards. Big story, big things happening in Guyana. We know that because of the economic situation, people are trying to, you know, get involved in all sorts of business. I never expect under the PPP administration, health workers will get involved in business as well and do these kinds of mischief. So I'm appealing to all my health brothers and sisters, all the health workers, respect yourself and respect what you do. Do not be caught up. Do not be caught up in any skullduggery because it will affect you for life. Think about, the situation that you are putting yourself under. The big one, the big one that I want to touch on tonight, tonight is very, very important. It's local government. Local government. Local government is everybody business. The Act of 1980 gives NDC and municipalities or township the ability to manage and control their own affairs. And this Act of 1980 basically puts power into the hands of the poor people, um, puts power into the hands of locals. And this is very important for all Guyanese to take note of. The Act of 1980 or the Local Government Act came into being whereby we have a decentralized system. Guyana believes in democracy, and the constitution is so designed that we have a national government with all the ministries. Then we have the regional government, and then finally we come back to the local government, which is the NDC or the municipality or township. So these three strata of government are there to ensure that management and dissemination of resources travels from central to the NDC and reach the people in a timely manner. Local government is everybody's business. The same way we say politics is everybody's business, local government or governing ourselves locally at the NDC and the township and the RDC is everybody's business. And our constitution states that local government elections are to be held every 3 years. This is in black and white. We have had, when the PPP took office in 1992, we have had election, I think, in 1994, local government election. And the PPP for 23 years had one local government election. I am saying that the laws indicates to all of us that this local government election must be held every 3 years. Meaning you do not want the same individuals to manage and control the NDC for 10, 20 years. If you observe that Councillor A or Councillor B are not performing to capacity, are not serving the people the way they ought to and should, you vote them out 3 years after they're gone. But the system that we had by the PPP was that 23 years we had one local government election. Government changed in 2015 and APNU AFC came into power. Immediately, local government election was set. And we had two local government elections in a period of 4 years. So we understand what really is democracy. We understand what really is devolution of power. We understand what really is delegation of authority to the hands of the people. And this is what we need to take into consideration. You had 23 years there and you had one local government election. You had your friends and cronies who manage and control the NDCs and the municipalities or the township. APNU came into government and they clear the way. Some of your same officials were elected by the people. Some NDCs we had new individuals, which means the people have the power to choose who they want to lead at that level. So basically, when we fail to hold local government election, we are saying to the people, your voice, your importance, your purpose means nothing to us. When we fail to have local government election, we are saying to the people, don't worry to the laws. Your word is not that of great importance. I am saying, and you must say it as well, the Constitution states local government election must be held every 3 years. Why is it? Why is it that we have to suffer again? And I'm saying to you that my first speech in Parliament, I said openly for the world to know that the word democracy means has a different meaning from a PPP standpoint and an APNU AFC standpoint. And I was referring to local government election. For the PPP, democracy means they will have local government election when they feel like. For APNU, democracy means we have local government election when the time is due. A missive or a document coming from the Honorable Minister to every councillor, mayors, deputy mayors, chairperson and deputy chairperson for all the NDC across the country and the township municipalities. And it reads, postponement of local government election. GCOM lacks the readiness. This is the time that the people are looking forward for the holding of local government elections. Why is it? Why is it that GCOM and the ministry could not put systems in place so that we could have set a date for local government election? And I am saying here now that this basically is another tactics, another way that the PPP will be putting their own selected individuals to manage, run the affairs of the NDC. Why are you postponing? We had general election a year ago. What happened to GCOM within a year? Why are you not enforcing what the law says? (2803) indicates directly, which is the section that deals with local authority election. The laws 2803 that stipulates that every 3 years we are to have elections. We have a lot of individuals who now realize that they need to come forward and challenge these individuals who are managing and running some NDCs. But now you are postponing constituted election that is so engraved in the Constitution that every 3 years we are supposed to have this election. And now you are saying to the people of this country that you will not be having local government election because something with GCOM. Get it fixed. Get it fixed. You are the honorable minister. You are in charge. How we got money to look after flood relief? How we put systems in place for the flood relief? Why can't we put systems in place so that GCOM could have been ready and prepared, running for the local government election? This is the same old PPP that we're getting on. So, brothers and sisters, we want to take note. You must ask these questions. When the honorable ministers come around, when they come to your village, don't sit down as if though you know you in Wonderland. Ask questions. Politicians don't like people to ask them questions. Don't go and behave bad at anybody meeting, but politely, sir, I would like to ask a question, one, two, three, and do it politely. Remember, all politicians are public servants. You taxpayers pay us. So we are answerable to you. But what we have been hearing from a lot of outreaches, that a lot of individuals holding public offices are, ridiculing and abusing their position, the way they speak to many of our brothers and sisters in this country. I'm saying to you that you deserve better. The people of this country deserve better. Do not allow anyone to talk down to you. Do not allow anyone to ridicule you and embarrass you at public forum. If you stand up to make a point, make your point, but do it politely, do it respectfully, and do not allow anyone to degrade you. Because what we observe that some officials are coming to keep meeting in certain areas, and when certain individuals stand up to say and express their concern, they are being shouted at and humiliated and even told which school and which university these guys went to. So if you're at a public meeting, there is no need for you to brag and boast about those kind of achievement. You are there to serve the people. Get it fixed. So I'm saying to our brothers and sisters in Guyana, you need to ask questions. When the officials visit your area, don't think, say, that's the end of the day. Ask them, what have you done for this community? 23 years you were there, 5 years you were there, another year you are here. And this cuts across. Everybody you can ask, not only the PPP officials, you can ask the APNU AFC officials as well. You need to ask questions. If you do not ask questions, then you will not be able to understand what really is happening. And as I indicated earlier, many politicians do not want people to ask questions. They do not want people to be educated. When you're educated, you think for yourself. When you're educated, you ask questions. So, brothers and sisters in Guyana, I am saying these things to you so that you will be able to put sense and become right-thinking individuals. Do not say because my daddy votes so and my mommy votes so and my grandfather votes so, Miga votes so. Think for yourself. Ask the question, what have these guys done for us? I still see people walking in Moddam now. Still see people in Port Moran walking on Moddam and Sandam. And we have gained independence in 1966. This should not have happened. But we have allowed the politicians to fool us year after year, election after election. But now is the time for us to speak out. Now is the time that we need to represent ourselves. Now is the time that we need to ask the question. And all of you got smartphone. All of you know what to do when, people start to behave bad and embarrass you and so. You got to know what to do. So I'm saying, brothers and sisters, the election is due 2021. This postponement indicates that probably we are going to another PPP old system of postponing local government election. This should not have been so. We do not want this to happen. Honorable Minister, fix it so that sooner rather than later, we will have this local government election. And this local government election will cause a lot of upset. People from all the NDCs and the municipalities are very much fed up. Those of you who are listening to this program, share it if it is possible, so that our brothers and sisters can be able to understand that you put that man to run or that woman to run the NDC. You are the people who elected them, and they are answerable to you. So if you put them and they are not performing, you are to be blamed. You put them there. Similarly, if you vote for a government that promise you 40% or 50% and they give you 70 or they give you 7, you are to be blamed. If they promise you 40 or 50 and they give you 7, you are to be blamed for that because you vote for them. If they give you 70, that's good. But I'm saying this to you for you to be able to understand that you, the people, you are responsible for the development of the NDC, the RDC, and the country. You must hold these individuals accountable, hold them responsible for state asset and state funds. Remember, politicians are being paid by the state. The state pay them. And where the state get the money from? The state get the money from taxes that they collect from you. So all of us are paying taxes. So we basically have a say in the development of this country. I'm saying this to you so that you can draw proper conclusion. You can analyze the situation critically and do not take things for granted. Do not listen to gossips. Do not listen to propaganda. Think for yourself. Buy the newspaper. Buy Village Voice. We bring the truth there. We bring the facts. Buy the paper that bring the facts. Don't buy the propaganda paper. Because you will get false information and people will embarrass you when they tell you certain things. You'll feel bad. So I'm saying to you, brothers and sisters, get the facts right so that when these individuals come to the community, ask them the question. Ask them the question. This week here, tomorrow and the next day, some officials coming to the area, Kanji and Albion, quarantine and so. Ask them what you have done for the year. Since 2020 August to 2021 August, now it's 2021 December. What happened to the road that you promised? When it will start? Who is the contractor? What happened to the situation at the market? You know, what happened to the potholes on the public road? Ask these questions. When we will have a pay increase? What happened to the pensioners? When will the pensioners get an increase? Some have. The 7%, I think, you know, is a big thing that everybody talking about now. 7%. 7%. Just imagine. 7%. Some workers in the country got 250,000. 9 billion was put into one sector. 9 billions. You know, and the general public servants who pay the bulk of taxes in this country. I want the politician to challenge this. Bring to the fore, bring to the people, publish it. The amount of individuals who are employed by the state and the amount of taxes that they pay. Put it to the state. Put it, let the Guyanese people see. And the amount of taxes being paid by the other sectors. And there you will see that the 7% is not right. The 7% is not right. We need to get it right. We need to get it right. Our brothers and sisters are working very, very hard. And just to tell them that you're giving them 7% and you tax it on top too. You know? So, World Bank has been paying a keen interest in the development of Guyana. The World Bank. And it is good that, you know, people are looking into our interests and looking into the interests of what is happening in the Caribbean so that, you know, government can be held responsible and accountable for taxpayers' money. World Bank states blackout. Major bugbear for 70% of Guyanese accessing digital banking services. And they're saying to us that when you have a country whereby blackout is a common thing, development becomes stagnated. Knowledge, dissemination of information becomes stagnated. Growth of right thinking individuals become poor. Sharing of information and communication becomes weak when you have a state that frequently experience blackout. We have had a system 2015 to 2019 whereby we had few blackouts then than comparing 1 year in the PVP now. I want the minister responsible to put it out to the people how many times we had blackout from 2015 to 2020 and how many times we had blackout from 2020 to 2021. And you will see that APNU AFC did a lot of work in the electricity sector, GPL, Guyana Power Light, and infrastructure work, maintenance of equipment, and the plant and so forth. A lot of work were done. But maintenance of these system, it has been a year now, and we are experiencing a lot of blackout. So basically, the World Bank is saying to the entire world that here what happens when you are in a pandemic. A lot of people home, a lot of children home, they want to use and access the internet. They want to use and access gadget, and you give blackout. World Bank states Honduras and Guyana 70% having problem with using internet due to poor power outages. Power outages cause people not to have proper access. And this is very important. A lot of our children home, a lot of people home. Pandemic, we got a lot of restrictions. And you are cutting out now the little time that they have there to look the TV and the little DVD and the little internet and so forth. You are compounding the situation. Make the pandemic worse on the people. So I'm saying to all of you, we need to hold these individuals responsible. They have taken the office of governance, and you need to hold them responsible. You need to ensure that you ask them, when will this blackout stop? We know it's coming on to Christmas and we get a lot of fairy lights, so probably they are switching on and off so that we start up the December lighting of Christmas tree and fairy light. But brothers and sisters, how much more can we take as a Guyanese population? And a lot of money. One individual is saying that the amount of billions put into the GPL sector is not bringing out the resources and the services to the people. Basically, let's say we put $1 billion into GPL. We are to receive this amount of service that the entire country benefits. And the money is being shown that it is going into the entity, but the service, we are not having this service. And this is concern. This is concern for us. This is very much a concern, a huge concern for all of us. So those of you who want to invest into your solar system, go ahead, get some solar system so that you can save. Because here again, we are in a pandemic, and this government have not indicated to us as yet that they will cut GPL by half. No, we're still paying full cost. They are not saying to us that here what happened, um, we will subsidize GPL of 5,000 for you every month or a 3,000. They are not saying that okay, GT&T rental, the state will pay that for you. No, other countries we have had so many things happening to people, so much of relief and cash grant and subsidies. But for us, we are operating as if though things are normal. We are operating as if though nothing is happening. Yet, 38,000, 38,000 of our brothers and sisters, 38,217 of our brothers and sisters are infected. 1,010, I think, 1,008 or 1,010 death, COVID, and we still operating as if though things normal. Things are not normal. People need to understand this. And if we continue in the same trend, all of us will sit back and we're going to accept what they're doing to us. This should not be so. Let us ensure that we ask the proper questions, and in doing so, we will be able to hold these individuals accountable. Let them answer as to what really is happening. This brings me to another very important situation that we are facing and will continue to face. Guyana faces worrisome levels of food insecurity. Those of you who have purchased Village Voice, you need to read that paper. If you have not purchased it as yet, get one. And it reads Village Voice, Sunday, December 5th to December 11th, page 11. Guyana faces worrisome levels of food insecurity. World Bank report says many households run out of food and other resources. This is the World Bank, who has been lending, giving loan and lending money to many countries, many nations. They have a responsibility to oversee what really is happening in many nations, and they are saying to us that there is a problem in Guyana. There is a problem in Guyana. We should never have a situation whereby food is a problem for us, or should be a problem for us. We Guyanese should never say that we have a situation where we short of food. No one. We should not allow anyone. We should not give anyone the opportunity to say that we lack food or we short food. You know why? The space that we have, the land space that we have, the resources that we have, we can feed ourselves forever. But what has been happening is that a lot of people are encouraged not to get involved in the production of food. A lot of people are encouraged to wait for the hamper. So you sit and wait there, and the hamper drop at your gate, and you collect that, and you eat that for a couple of days, and you come back and wait again. A lot of officials are encouraging us to behave like that, becoming dependent. And when you are dependent, you stop thinking for yourself. You make others think for you. So I'm saying this to you, that the World Bank is concerned about us, and we are acting as if though things is normal. World Bank report has listed Guyana among several other Caribbean and Latin American countries that face particularly worrisome levels of food insecurity, and that twice as many households have run out of food due to a lack of money or other resources. Subsidies People lack of money, resources because the state is not providing subsidies to them. If the state takes care of our utility bills, if the state say, here what happened, Gaiwa, the state will pay you 1 billion or 2 billion because provide free water for these 2 months or the 3 months or the year. It is the responsibility of the state to help the citizen in a pandemic. If you say people cannot go and work, people can't go and get involved into regular work, or some work you have rotation, some work cut out, construction work, and so a lot of construction work, people not working, people not doing so much in certain areas. A lot of businesses cut staff because of the entire whole pandemic situation. And the state is not saying that we will step in and we will help you with subsidies or with money or asking these institutions and agencies to cut back on the cost. I am saying, which I have always done. I said this over and over again. The government needs to say to GWI, GPL, GT&T that here what happens. These individuals are not earning the minimum wage. They are below the scale. The state will subsidize their utility bills for the next 6 months. That is what we want. Do not take 250,000 and give to one set of person and say, we done with you. You look, take this extra bonus. These are individuals who receive something already. Some of them working again, and you give them 250. Why can't you give 100,000 to every household? Why can't you do that? I don't want to come to the flood relief because that is a big story. That is a big story. And a lot of people, I am happy. The opening song, the song that I play, the operator plays before my program start, is reality. That song is reality for us. They spend a long time. A lot of supporters for the PPP and the APNU and the AFC are saying to us, they are fed up, disgusted with the level of things happening. So I'm saying, brothers and sisters, we are now in a state whereby we will be suffering greatly because of food shortages. I am saying, if we start now, tomorrow, in 6 weeks' time, we will start to feed ourselves. All of you who have your yard space, once your yard is fenced, secure it. Go and pick up some zinc and whatever you got and secure that yard. If you're mining little yard fowl or chicken and duck and whatever, secure it. Fence it out and use a piece of your yard space for some greens. Plant 5 pepper, 5 bora, 5 okra, 5 celery, and this will help you in 6 weeks' time. During this time, you need to sit and think and rethink as to what really I am doing. If you sit and wait for a hamper to come once per week or once every 2 weeks, you are going down, basically. Your finance going down because you will have to buy to eat and survive, and the hamper will not be enough for you. 2 days ago, there was a big fight. 2 individual, big fight. Hamper make people fight now. Apparently the hamper was taken to one area and was given to one person, and somebody collect back the hamper and big brawl. The matter went to the police station. 2 individuals representing two institutions, Matarat police station. So I'm saying to all of us, don't worry to the hamper story. Coming back to the food shortage issue. So you have a yard space, you have a land space, whatever, if it's 80 by 60, 80 by 100, put aside a piece there. And as I indicated, get 5 plants of all the greens that you want and start with that. If you have a bigger space, then put 20 or 15 or 25. Make a bed and do it. So if you have 5 beds, put one with ora, put one with okra, put one with little kalalu or poi bhaji, put one with some white root or pak choy, as we would say. Get some pepper and you start this thing. If all of us, 750,000 people, if all of us who are living with our families have a little bit in our yard, then we will be able to subsidize and supplement our income. Meaning, you will not buy any bora. You eat your own one. You will have okra to eat 2 or 3 times per week. You get your own white root to pick and cook. You know? So I'm saying this to you. If we continue to be dependent, if we continue to be lackadaisical, then we will surely starve. Guyana faces worrisome levels of food insecurity. When this happens, it is total humiliation and embarrassment to we as Guyanese people. And we know that it is very, very important that we continue to produce so that we can survive. Imagine Guyana, who used to produce food, greens, and vegetables more than any other nation, now sees worrisome level of food insecurity. We will be having shortage. I'm saying to you out there, we can change this in 6 weeks' time. We can change this in 6 weeks' time. Most of the vegetables reap 5 to 6 weeks. Give it 2 weeks more, 8 weeks. So in a month and a half or 2 months' time, all of us can be able to subsidize and supplement our income by producing our own. Those of you who have a yard space and you can mine little Creole fowl, you will get a little egg. You will survive. I'm not saying for you to go in large scale and try to do that you can't do. I'm saying that we can be able to help ourselves and become positive thinkers, become a people that can think for themselves and see that if I help myself and I help my family now, I am helping the community and the state. But if I become a burden, if I am so dependent, then it becomes a plight. It becomes a plight for us in Guyana. So I'm appealing to all of you, brothers and sisters. Do not take things for granted. Ask questions. Ask questions. Why is it that we are producing so much of rice? Why is it that so many land was taken away from cash crop cultivation in Blackbush and given to rice producing individuals? Why that happened? I was told at a homestead, now people plant rice at homestead. Homestead is full cash crops. You know, that you plant close by your home. Now the man plant rice there. I don't have anything against rice producing and cultivation, but I am saying you're putting one at the expense of the other. You're promoting one at the expense of the other. We know the system. We know what is happening. We know how and where the money is going. But I'm asking my brothers and sisters out there, do not be dependent. Be independent. Be a person that can think for himself or herself so that we can be able to save this situation that we are currently in and will be in, food shortage. And finally, I want to touch a little bit more on the whole issue of the flood relief and what World Bank says about the education. Flood relief is still a sore issue in this country. Tomorrow, the Honorable Minister will be in the area, quarantine. Go and find out there about your flood relief. You have a right to. People are complaining. Up to today, an individual was saying 2 million, 3 million, 4 million to certain individuals. And the poor man who honestly lost 50,000 worth in vegetables or greens and a 50,000 in chicken and livestock, the poor man I get it body. You know why you doing to people? As a politician, you're doing the correct thing. Because you are chasing people away from your party. That is a good thing that you are doing. The honorable, the many honorables. But as a human being, you are damaging the fabric of society. When the neighbor sees the other neighbor collect 100, 200, 300,000 and lose nothing but it, and this neighbor who genuinely deserve the 50,000, you know, give him the 50,000, you are making that person a right thinking person. So all of you who are tricked in the system of the flood relief, start thinking for yourself. And this is no talk story. This is real story. You know in your community all who receive and who don't receive. Expose them. The regional chairman said, and I'm quoting him, these individuals who make false claim, expose them so that we can persecute them. Take back the money that we give them. I'm just quoting him. Those of you who know that John Public, the plant non-rise by your million, say it. He did that and expose him. Those of you who know that Bihari, the plant non-greens, and he had a flood and he claimed 100,000, expose Bihari. All of you who know Tom, who mine non-chicken, Tom the mine non-chicken, he pen broke down since last year. But because Tom is a friend of somebody who full up the farm, Tom get. So if you know Tom, Dick and Bihari, do called loggery, expose Tom, Dick and Bihari, so that the people will be able to understand that this time in a long time. And we stand up for the truth, the facts. You can't say to somebody in the village that here what happened, this man get 200,000 and he plant nothing, he lose nothing, he get 200,000. And this old lady or this old man who lost all that they had, and you give them nothing? Policy makers, the honorables, you know what I am talking. What you're doing here is turning people's mind away from you. As opposition, it is a good thing that you are doing. You are building my party base. But as a human being who is given the task of serving the people, you are damaging the trust that the people hold and have for politicians. You are damaging the trust that people have and hold for people who have position of trust. You are breaking the fabric of our society. I'm appealing to you that all those individuals who you have employed to go around the villages to give you information as to what really went on, you need to get back to them and let them give you the correct information. People are still bitter. People have not received their money up to now. And then, you know, people go on the TV and the news and say we have distributed billions to who? I am asking the honorable who are responsible for the flood relief, publish in the newspaper the names of individuals who receive money and how much money they receive from every region. Take all the newspapers and publish it there, and then you're gonna see war gonna break loose. Everybody gonna kick up a stink, and they're gonna expose more. But the honorable, I know that you can't do that. I know that you don't have the authority and the ability to do that. I'm challenging all the honorables to put it in all the newspapers, region 1 to region 10, all the regions, itemize it, list it, all the individuals who have received cash relief, flood relief, put it in the newspaper, and then you're going to see the response from the voters. Then you're going to see the response from the voters. So I'm appealing to you, policymakers and individuals who hold office, do the correcting. People watching, they taking note. They taking note. World Bank flags Guyana for low education engagement. Truth will always come to pass. I beg the Ministry of Education, do not give the 19,000 just like that. Give the people 15,000, take the 4,000, put a little bit more to that, and buy a tablet. And in that tablet, you put all the information, nursery, primary, and secondary. Preload it. And you hand every child one tablet. You don't need internet for use that. That picnic don't need internet for use the tablet. Once you download the thing there, you only gotta get current for charge them. So you give every child a tablet with information. If a nursery school picnic, you give them the 2-year information there. All the schemes and the notes and everything, all the content. If it's a primary school picnic, you give them all 6 years there, grade 1 to grade 6. If I want secondary school picnic, you give them all the information there, all them subject. You know, overseas university, when you study, they will give you one tablet or one computer with everything, and you read and go. But we don't want to do that. We want to get ahead, take them, get them a 19,000, and they will feel nice. All the money done, and I picked in all nothing yet proper. I have appealed to many officials. Give them a tablet. Give all our children 170,000 children we got. Buy 200,000 tablets and give all of them. Give them teachers. So that all our children, wherever they may be, you know, several teachers and parents protest in so many regions because children could not have gone to, you know, receive and be engaged in education. So, brothers and sisters, 107.1 FM, thank you very much. Those of you who have information for us to discuss, share it with me, send your information so that we can be able to inform the public as to what really is happening. So thank you. God bless. Stay safe. Stay safe. Protect yourself and family. And coming on right after my program is Straight Up with Mark Benchop. And stay tuned. God bless you. Thank you very much.
This time na lang time, this na baby po.